So the first thing that we've really been working on is desensitizing her so that I can start brushing her. And to do that, we just put them on their sides and get them to really kind of surrender and trust the situation, and just trust that you can do anything with them. And then tomorrow we'll start introducing the brushing. She's takes a minute to get into this, and then she does fine. And what this does with the restraint down is it puts them in a position, just by holding them here, that they think that they're potentially their life is at risk, which obviously it's not, and you're not being mean, and you can see that I don't really have to spend a lot of time holding her down. But the important thing is that you don't allow them to roll over onto their backs so their belly's up. It's just a way of them trying to get out of the situation. But once they stop wiggling, you just start touching in between the toes, clicking on their toenails, and I'm gonna do her toenails tomorrow, and I'll shoot that video as well, and how I do that. Your groomer will take care of this, but you will want to keep her brushed just for the nature of her coat, which you know that. And this takes a little bit for them to really give in and not wiggle, and just let you do whatever you want to do with them. So she's not biting, she's not carrying on, she's just uncomfortable more than anything about wanting to be here. And so we just hold them down until they trust that nothing's going to happen, and then that's when you can incorporate a brush. And I'm really close to getting that brush, getting her brushed, and that'll be tomorrow. And so you can see that she's just starting to kind of give into it. She's a little ragamuffin because that's just kind of life. I'm just picking her goobers out of her eyes and just kind of grooming, and this is how I start the grooming process. So they learn that it's just a grooming process, and that there's nothing to worry about. So this is how it starts. I ultimately don't end up keeping them in this position while I'm grooming them, but they learn, as I'm feeling their coat, and as they start softening down, I can start softening down, and they really start learning to feel you and to get into a groove with you. And I think really this will help drastically with just overall living with you guys, getting her to settle and to calm down, letting the grandkids touch her where she's soft and quiet, and that she'll learn to feel their little hands on her instead of getting all jazzed up with it. So this is our final before we start incorporating the brush into her routine. Is just getting her to be still and just trust that this is a really good position, and that she can enjoy being pet. That is a nice good yawn there. She's just giving into things. But this is another way where they don't really, some dogs don't always learn or know that they can be, they can enjoy snuggling and petting. And so this is something that I am just a huge fan of, and an advocate of teaching a dog a restraint down. If they're ever injured or have to go into the vet, this is what a position that they're going to put them in as well. And so if they learn it and they know it, it's just comforting for them. They can surrender to it. It's not so aggressive. But you can see that they really learn to enjoy this connection and this petting, and that we don't have to be crazy, and that we can just relax. So this is one of the key things that I start with. And some dogs it takes weeks, and others it takes days for them to give in. And she was pretty rambunctious and all over the place, and so it's taken me this long to get into just getting her to completely surrender like this and enjoy this connection. And now you can see her struggles aren't much, and she just really kind of gives into this. So she definitely is ready tomorrow to start incorporating the brush and getting her to enjoy being brushed. And that'll be a whole new journey in and of itself. So this is our restraint down. This is just the stretching is just her enjoying and just giving into it all. So that's this will be one thing that you guys will be doing when she comes home, so that you can transfer this as well. And I'll be teaching you how to do it. She's going to fight you guys just as much as she fought me in the beginning, because she's asking a lot of questions of trust. And so it won't take as long, but she'll definitely give you a little bit of a battle until she learns that you guys are the safe ones and that nothing's going to happen to her. So this is normal, where they get all relaxed and then they start wiggling around again, and I just keep them here until they relax into it again. And so this is just a normal cycle that they go through. And once she relaxes again, then I'll actually pick her up out of it and let her be for a minute. I like to do this exercise right before bed, because then they're just ready to snuggle in and go to bed also. She sleeps through the night with no problem. She goes to bed somewhere between 9:30 and 10 o'clock, and she sleeps all the way through the night. And you can see I really don't have to hold her that hard. She's just asking a bunch of questions. So that's where we'll end it, with our hands off, and I'll pick her up out of it. And that's where we're at with desensitizing. I'll work both sides every other day with it, but that's where we're at to start with.